All right, testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. All right, testing one, two, three. There we go. Testing one, two, three. All right, so we go. Couple minute delay. Hope everything's going well for you guys. Testing one, two, three. All right, testing one, two, three. There we go. All right, so hope all is well, guys, and welcome to another edition of Live with Gres. It's been some time since we chatted, and that is completely my fault. Completely my fault, and I apologize, but I am here to make it up for you. And of course, with we have to get into it right away, as most of us are living that parent life. And this is your public service announcement. Make sure you moved the elf from its last location. The elf needs to be in a new location before your child or children wake up in the morning. You may now run and figure out a new place to put the elf. Now, for you parents that have been doing this for many of years, I do not know how you do it, because after a while it does get exhausting, and you do kind of think to yourself, where am I going to place the elf next? Some of you guys have been doing this for 11 years, and that is quite honestly amazing. So you may now take the time to figure out a new place to store the elf. Run. And I will give you a few seconds, and we'll go. Make sure you turn the light on. And are you back? Are you back from Elf on the Shelf? Did you find a new place? Well, if you ran back because you wanted to finish listening to our nice conversation here, or my conversation to you, just laying out things that are in my head out into the internet web. Who knows if anyone's listening? That's okay. This is my kind of my journal, my time capsule. So, note to you, the audience listener, and note to me, the future self, if you ever need a place to put the elf on the shelf, here are a few suggestions. Now, some of this is adult humor. Okay? Adult humor, and that's alright, because we are adults here. Did you try an elf with lotto tickets next to a whole bunch of lotto tickets? How about an elf? How about an elf taking two sticks, taking two sticks and putting a reindeer through the so the elf takes two sticks, and he's cooking a reindeer on the sticks over the oven. How about that? Have you tried that? Now listen, if you have, okay, might traumatize the kid. I understand. I understand. Free mustache rides, perhaps, or or how about an elf sitting on a toilet reading a book, and you have a little Hershey kiss at a clear cup, as if he's going poop, right? Come on, that's funny. That's funny. Or an elf classic drinking a little from a little shot glass type of a deal, shot glass bottle. Come on, come on. You gotta keep yourself entertained, right? Or about an elf on the shelf. The elf on the shelf driving Barbie's mobile, and Barbie is, well, let's just say, in the downward position. Or you could have the elf taking a bubble bath with one of the Barbie little Barbie doll things. Or you could have we can have when the elf drinks a little bit too much, hovering over the toilet. Or you could have your elf saying, I'm not gay, but money is money. And you can have a lollipop coming out of a little a little box hole thing. Listen, I've been waiting a long time to be a dad, so I got a lot of these things up my sleeve. um, you know, geez, but I'm thinking like all these ideas. I haven't used many of my ideas because these are traumatizing ideas. Or you can have the elf being sick, all laid out. I got crabs from a ho ho ho. The elf. Or the elf. I'm sorry, but I just got the picture of the elf, like cooking a reindeer over the fire, and that is making me absolutely laugh. It's more like bad elf on the shelf. I got it. I got it. The quarantine house. Or the elf wearing a mask. Elf getting a vaccine to go with the times of today, the crazy, crazy times of today. Crazy, crazy times. Or where you're just lazy and you just want to completely forego this whole thing, this whole elf thing for this year. You could simply have the elf make believe that the elf broke a leg, or two legs for that matter. I don't know how quickly you recover from one leg. Two is always harder to recover than one, right? Right? That's what I learned. And then the following day, you could have a letter as if it was given from an elf doctor saying that the elf has hurt both of his knees. He will not be able to walk, stand, or leave his current position for 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Assuming you started this right after Thanksgiving. That would be 4 weeks. You are welcome in advance. 4 weeks, make believe the elf has broken knees. Doctor's orders, he cannot move. There you go. You have foregone the whole entire elf experience. With that being said, damn, Christmas is almost here. Blink of an eye. That quickly, right? And I know I was traveling down the road today. It's already it's already the week before. The week before Christmas. So of course you're gonna have traffic and all of that, and I get it. You kind of expect that. You prepare yourself. If you're out on the road this late, or especially near a mall area, if you're going to the mall, you're traveling near the mall, you should very well expect there to be a crap load of traffic, which I did. And jeez, but that traffic was long, a lot long, and I didn't even go to the mall per se. Just I was in and around the mall, and that traffic was, again, a lot long. I remember one time I was there. I'm gonna date myself, when people actually went to the mall before there was Amazon and online, or before we, or us, or me, put together two and two, where you could perhaps shop online and save yourself a lot of inconvenience and a lot of hassle and a lot of being knocked into in the mall. But anyway, yeah, there was a time, believe it or not, that I did go to the mall. That's not to say that I wouldn't go to the mall now, like if I needed something quick and I didn't want to wait for Amazon or any type of shipping to come in. So I would still definitely go to the mall. But truth be told, nowadays, with the way things are now, especially with this second round of this the pandemic, and you need the booster shot now, and it's just a constant thing that doesn't end, and just they act so concerned. It's still just piling in people, and everything's to capacity. Another story for another day. We won't get into that. But yeah, I mean, that's why going to the mall is so hard now. You just have so much convenience now with shopping online. And I forget, how do we get onto this topic? Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, just I remember just like around this time, like when you're younger and you would just like venture out to the mall just to venture out to the mall the week before Christmas holidays to get your presents and whatever you have to do, because you wait there last minute when you're a teenager. And I remember I was parked in the mall parking lot. To get out of the mall parking lot, because it's kind of almost like it's not off of a highway. It's more like in in industrial areas, and takes a little bit of a drive, a little bit of maneuvering to get onto the highway. Point being, just to get out of the garage in one of these like last weekends before Christmas type of a deal took nearly an hour, and I will tell you, it's a disaster. One of the things I do not miss about not going to the mall. It is crazy. It is crazy. So yeah, then we found out about Amazon and shopping online and all that good stuff. But with that, it comes in, and we've been shopping online. Jeez, man, maybe at least now close to 7 or 8 years. And I'm sure people have done that before. They have done this prior, but for us it's been like 7 or 8 years now. And luckily, cross our fingers. I can't recall any packages being stolen, at least in recent memory. I don't think there was one, or there was an instance rather last year where a package was delivered to the wrong. It had the right house number but the wrong street number, if that makes sense to you, because where I live, there's various houses that have the same house number, at least 3 or 4 within a couple blocks radius, but they're different streets. So that's where the package went, and it was pretty expensive, like kids' toy. Luckily, the lady did reach out and say that she had it on one of these like Facebook forum pages. So we had luck, and we even have like our delivery people. It depends who they are, right? Depends where is it, UPS or postal or FedEx. They're all or the private people that deliver. I forget what's the name of that company, but they all have different. The point is, a lot of them don't ring the doorbell. How hard is it to ring the damn doorbell? Right? I mean, how hard? Just ring the doorbell. Ring it. Or sometimes you have the packages where they ring the doorbell, and if you live in a 2-family home or an apartment or a condo, they just sometimes ring the wrong bell without, even when on your bell it clearly and legibly states your name, and it still gets delivered to the wrong package. So that happens as well. But luckily, luckily this year I had some packages where instead of, even though they don't ring the doorbell, what they will do is, instead of leaving it in the very front of the stoop, they will actually hide it on the side by the garbage cans, which is a huge good look because it's not in front of the actual house. It's on to the side, which is a phenomenal good look, and the packages have not been stolen at all this year. So that is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Unfortunately, though, what goes on in these neck of the woods here, outer boroughs of New York, some people are not so nice, and what they do is they literally follow FedEx, UPS, these private drivers, Amazon. They just follow them. They follow the trucks, wait for the said driver to come out of truck, and then steal package. Take the package. Now, if you ever ordered from Amazon, if you ever ordered from these places, Amazon and all these other places, you know that yeah, you know it's a lot of people ordering from them, and the thing that gets me is like these people just, as soon as the package is dropped, keep in mind that these trucks are being followed. Sometimes someone just simply comes up and just steals your package. Even you can have the Ring camera, you can have anything that, any type of fancy security, and a lot of these people do not care. And obviously, if you've ever bought from Amazon, you know that's a very generic box, and you don't even know what is in there. Even Macy's, no matter where you get your shipments from online, you don't know, the person that's taking a package does not know where anything's coming from. You don't know if you need it. You just take it just for the heck of taking it. And you know, and 9 times out of 10, people just dump it on the side because they have no use for it. They have no use for it. And, you know, there goes someone's present, or, you know, someone's medication, heavens forbid. And these people have no, they simply do not give two flying F's. And it's sad. And I hear it and I see it a lot on the Facebook community groups here. So I will give you my advice for that. And you are welcome in advance. Now, if you have a toddler, you have a dog or a cat, or you know even someone that has a dog and a cat, or you know someone that has a toddler, or you have a toddler, or whatever. Point is, try to get stinky diaper or stinky poop, anything stinky for that matter, in box. Save your boxes. Save your Amazon boxes. Once you have all that gathered up, whatever you're putting in that box, leave it outside. Therefore, someone will clearly think it has something of value in there. You open it up, and it could be something that the other person not expected. Diaper bomb, or whatever the case may be, something not expected, and maybe that person will have a lesson learned. You could put dirty diapers, dog poop, something smelly in a box and leave the box on the stoop to be for the takings. Hopefully you have your camera on, and hopefully this person does open it in plain sight and you're able to get their reaction. And you're able to get their reaction. Some people are definitely a work of art. Work of art. Speaking of trying to let this be a note to yourself and a note for me in future times. You could never ever, odds are, someone in your kid's class is sick, and then your kid becomes sick and he stays home. Odds are you are getting sick yourself, my friend. You're the next one in line. Next one in line. And even if you take anything preventive not to get it, you'll still get it. You'll still get it. Just like I did when I got tested. It came back positive, but I was asymptomatic. I didn't show any symptoms, maybe because I was already taking medicine. My son was sick, not COVID, but regular cough and cold, and that's what stopped him from coming on. Is I was already taking medicine. So yeah, but there you go with that. So I got distracted. Yeah, my son's class had the stomach bug, and I didn't know about this until we didn't know about this, right? So we put our son to school. Our son to bed. That to have been Wednesday probably, and by the night time he was vomiting chunks, and he had to clean up everything, and that probably took a good 45 minutes. A good 45 minutes after he went to bed, where he then too started getting sick, and his symptoms lasted from Wednesday till Thursday. Sunday he was feeling better, and and that's kind of where we are. That's where we are. That's my train of thought here, guys. Hold on for 1 second. Let me regroup. Look at some notes here that I have. And so I also caught, before I go, I also caught the stomach bug. let it be known that whatever your kid has, he brings it home. You're certainly getting it. You certainly are. I tried. I was acting all babe and all hard. No, that does not work. You will get it. Hold on one second. I don't know about you guys as we're back here, but you find yourself as you get older that you start kind of listening to music that you thought that you never would, like as a kid. Right? Like I remember my folks would always say, "Watch, when you get older, you're gonna be listening to the same thing I am." And you're shaking your head and you're like, nah, no way, no way. I remember sitting back in my pops's 1980 Cutlass Supreme there. Have you ever driven in a Cutlass Supreme? A Cutlass Supreme is a giant tank that they call a car. In the back, you could probably fit what, 4 or 5 people, 4 or 5 people, and that's saying it mildly. And my pops would be listening to Steel Package. Take the package. He'd be listening to 4 or 5 people, and that's Goldie Oldies, or I called him the oldie station. The CBS FM 101.1 out in New York here. The 50s, 60s, 70s, and the 80s. He'd be listening to back then. 4 or 5 people, and that's Goldie Oldies, and that's what they were called. I'm like, ugh. Jeez, this is horrible. And they would have music like Elvis being played. Elvis. Never ever did I think to myself that I'd be watching that's what they were called. I'm like, Elvis, and here I am. They would have music as a 40-year-old man listening to Elvis. Right, so your musical tastes, your perceptions change, and everything changes as you get older. It was definitely the case for me. Definitely the case. Like, yeah, Elvis always on my mind. Play that song at least 4 or 5 times a day. Always on my mind. Run Around Sue. Bands like this, and groups and songs that I mocked years ago. As a man approaching 41, I now find myself listening to the same thing. By the way, jeez, man, and I didn't know. Like, I googled this just out of the blue, but I did not even know that Elvis had died so young. I think it was 42. 42. Double check on that. Hold on. How old was Elvis when he died?
Elvis Presley was 42 years old.
42. And man, let me tell you, when you look at his face, that was a hard 42. I don't know. He didn't look 40. I thought he was older. I thought he was like 50 when he passed, but no, he was 42, which is that's a hard 42. Rest in peace to the king, Elvis Presley. Want to segue into a bit of before I segue, do want to tell you, that me and my boy got to meet the Grinch, which was fun. Now's the time that you will know. Really, now, I think it would be a good gauge. Like, if you're, just my advice, being in the business, if you're looking to like move into a new community and you don't know like how the community functions and all the ins and outs, and you're doing your homework and your research, now would be the time. Right around this time, you see how involved your community is in regards to development and your leadership, your community leadership. They should be having, at least I know my town does. It has various decorations up on the street lamps. It has had a few walkathons already, probably at least 2 or 3. And you're always hearing advertisements over here about, that we had a parade and children meeting up and get together and little leagues and soccer leagues. And so, if you hear a lot of that stuff, you know that you've moved into the right community, the right area. Depending on where you're moving to, that depends how simple your life will be. That makes any sense. Hopefully it does. But yeah. So yeah, 40, 42. I'm just overstating something that everyone already knew, but wow. I had no idea it was that young. Sorry about that, guys. Wanted to kind of move in to a bit of other news that other news that has come across my desk here. But we're gonna play a game first. So your ex sends you a text. Your ex sends you a text. Says, "Baby, I'm in jail." Reply with just 2 words. Again, your ex, your former, your significant other, just sends you a text message. Just sends a text message. Goes, "Baby, I'm in jail." Reply with just 2 words. X sends you a text. This baby says, "I'm in jail." Reply with 2 words. 2 words. $30, right? Two fingers. So what? Who's this? Bend over. Forever, right? Good luck. That's nice. Life, right? So what? And what? And what? Oh well, wrong number. Well, good. Praise God. Sounds good. Hope you like your gated community. Life sentence. Tough luck. Life sentence. Don't care. Shit happens. Thoughts and prayers. Hope your tongue works better in there. Well deserved. Get comfortable. Just some how your replies would be. Or poetic justice. Poetic justice. How about things? Now, things, as we're playing along here, things. People whisper in church. Things people whisper in church. Things people whisper in church. Psst. You got any gum? Jesus help me. Things people whisper in church. Go. He's stepping on someone else's toes today. Giving you time to play along at home. And that's what we do here on this Live with Gres. What we do is we just talk about a couple of things that happened, over the week for me, relating. Maybe you guys can relate in, dad life and that type of stuff. We also try to break it down with some lists and things that you would do, you would say. And, then everything is obviously by ear and what can you say? And that's that. How about that? All right, let's finish up this list. We know that some of us whisper in church. Things people whisper in church. things, people. Let's try it again. Or I'm sorry. Best of luck. One other story I want to share with you guys here before we bid adieu. Bid adieu, and I will wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that, great stuff. Happy and healthy. That's fun. Let's see if we can pull up the story here. So a woman makes a whopping 35K a week selling her farts to strangers. Yes, strangers. Reality star Stephanie Matto, known to appearance on the show 90 Day, is making $35,000 a week by far. And to strangers, buying them in a jar. Farts, she put them in a jar. She's selling them for $35,000. Things in Britain. Crap, man. Normal, like air. She's selling air, folks, for 35 grand. Selling air. Things in Britain. Crap. Normal, like air. She's selling air, folks, for 35 grand. Is it 35 grand? I don't know. It's selling. Hey, it's legal, I guess. There is a sucker born every minute. I am completely aware of that, and I am completely sure that that is the case. I will bid you adieu, guys, right now. It was fun chatting. A couple of things that we will get into hopefully next week. Remember, enjoy the holidays, enjoy Christmas, and if you have any questions, any comments, down below, check out my videos. They're listed here as well. So, until next time, Merry Christmas.